Yes.
I would like to you welcome to our attention points workshop. Yeah, we want to talk about some varieties. These are Donata and Yelly and Favola and Islara and Rumba and Suzanne and Eurostarch. That means that there are most French fries varieties and were potato varieties and Favola, Islara, maybe are chips varieties and also Rumba. And on the end, we talk a little bit about the starch varieties, the early ones, or the main crop, Eurostarch. These are the main varieties. And I don't want to talk about variety description. I only want to talk about attention points. That means what is important by these varieties. The varieties are all well established, and it's not necessary to talk about how good and how are the yields. We want to talk only about the attention points that on the end, the varieties are growing well in the Ukraine.
Sure.
So the next step is that we started with our biggest in the area in all countries, the variety, French fries variety Donata, which is listed in many companies of French fries. Donata has a strong crop, and this is necessary for regions which are a little bit more drought, and this variety is going example also in Egypt or Israel for French fries, but necessary is this extremely good crop against heat and sun. Here you can see in harvest product, it looks, the tuber set is between 11 and 14, and the size, big size and long tubers. And the extremely good thing by Donata is that you get the highest yields from netto on the end French fries from 1 kilo brutto product. You get the most netto French fries. This is extremely important and interesting for the companies, and also on the end for the farmers, because they get more money. So in the beginning, there's only a little bit general things. Donata is a medium late French fries variety. Yeah, and for me, is one of the important point is soil preparation. Yeah, the aim must be every time, yeah, that you have deep and loose topsoil. When you have pressure layers in the soil, then you get later problems with Rhizoctonia, with black leg and silver scarf and Coleotrichum. All fungi and bacteria are coming when the soil is not loose and deeper soils. So this is extremely important thing in the beginning. When you have their problems, all other things we notice later that is then it's not going well. Donata has big size, long oval tubers, and on the end it's high yield, and it needed a big required a well-built large ridge. The ridges must be very high and well formed, yes, because the yield is so high that it's pressured a little bit up, and then it could be that there are on the end some greens. So this is also an important thing. So to the herbicides, the most herbicides in the most countries is metribuzin, and Donata has no problems, no sensitivity for metribuzin. In each country, we have other nitrogen levels. Yeah, the demand of nitrogen Donata is compared to local standards. Yeah, it depends, but also a little bit from the soil type, from the location, from the packing size, and also from the soil nitrogen, which is in the soil, which will be later mineralized and is coming up, and is for the plant available. The phosphorus amount is between 80 and 100 kilograms per hectare. Phosphorus is extremely important for tuber setting. When you have not enough phosphorus in the beginning, and the uptake of phosphorus is extremely high in the beginning, 60% is uptake after 50 growing days. So it must be high amounts of phosphorus in the beginning to have a good tuber set. Yeah? When you have less phosphorus in the soil, then you have, in the most times, you have small amounts of tuber sets. So under hot conditions and for blue spots and for damages, to avoid it, is potassium the fertilizer, and we need 350 to 380 kilograms of phosphorus, and the form must be sulfate form, not chloride, yeah, because we want to have high dry matter for better storaging and to avoid damages and blue spots. And the demand for 60 tons is 400 kilograms of potassium. So we need the high amounts of potassium. Then the next thing is magnesium is also very important, yeah, because magnesium is in the central of the chlorophyll, and that they have a good crop and can good assimilation that is necessary, the magnesium. So we need 70 to 90 kilograms per hectare also magnesium. It's very important, and I know many farmers who don't apply this amount of magnesium, and they have later problems with the healthy of the crop. So all French fries varieties are a little bit susceptible for fusarium because the yield is so high, and they are a little bit more susceptible for damages. So when you harvested the potatoes, then it's necessary to have a good dry period and also a good wound healing period. This is main point especially for French fries varieties. So the storage temperature for Donata is 7 degrees.
Okay.
The planting distance depends from the seed size. Here you can see different seed sizes. When we have normally 35 to 55, then the row the seeds in the row distance must be 38 centimeters. And the planting depth is also an important thing. Yeah, it must be 3 centimeters deeper than normal. That means we need an planting depth from 19 to 20 centimeters.
Okay.
So, and now we're coming to the main points, the attention points, I call them. When you have problems with in the soil with nematodes and virus, for tabak rattle virus, then you should avoid such fields and don't grow Donata on this field. After reception, storage in bulk or in boxes, when received the seeds more than 4 weeks before for planting, then keep them cold by 5 degrees. So take the seeds out of the cold store 3 weeks before planting. This is important because physiologically older seeds give a higher tuber setting. Yeah, physiologically older means that the tubers are waked up and all eyes are coming sprouts. When you planted physiological young material, then it's only the apical sprout is waked up, and then you have apical sprouting, and then on the end you have only 3 stems, and on the end you have also only a tuber set from 8, with maybe 6 to 8. So the main point is you must wake up the seeds and plant them physiologically older. You can make it when you increase the temperature of the seeds to 15 degrees 1 week before planting. Yeah, then they are waked up and all eyes are coming. Yeah, maybe sometimes you see then the small white sprout heads, yeah, which are very small. Then you can be sure that the tubers are physiologically older, and you have on the end a high tuber setting. Planting depth, we talk about it. It must be 3 centimeters deeper. And an extremely important thing is also seed or soil treatments against Rhizoctonia, against silver scarf, against Coleotrichum. Yeah, so I prefer to treat it with a half amount of active substances on the tubers and 2 or 3 liters of atropine. This means Amistar, where as soil treatment, you can make it with the nozzles by the planting machine with 3 nozzles, or you can apply this to 1 day before planting. You treat it on the
storage.
No, not on the storage, on the field. Yes,
okay.
Apply this on the field, 2.5 liter, maybe 2 to 3 liter. You spread it before planting on the soil, and the planting machine will mix when they make the ridges, they will mix the active substances wonderful in the soil. So it's mixed, and it has the same effect as you treated it with the 3 nozzles.
Because I saw lately quite often in Ukraine that they also treat seeds already in the storage. They have special,
yes,
application system.
There are 2 ways: seed treatment and soil treatment. And seed treatment it's okay, but it's only you have only protection for the sprouts. Yes, when by emergence. But with a soil treatment, you have also protection for the new tubers, which are 20 centimeters away from the mother tuber.
Yeah.
This is the reason I prefer the soil treatment. Then we have protection for the new setted tubers.
Okay.
Oh, so the soil treatment and the tuber treatments is a prevention in short term for the seedlings. What can we make? It's important to use healthy seeds. Yes, that means that there are not high amounts of sclerosin on the skin. Then use pre-germinated or germinated seedlings. This is every time a good way. Yeah, this is maybe a little bit the same as physiological older seeds, but when you pre-sprouted them or bring them in germination stadium, then they developed the Rhizoctonia by emergence. Yes, this is an important thing. Yeah. Another thing is don't plant them with sprouts. Normally you have, when you store them in big bags, you get on the end white sprouts, and when you plant them with sprouts, you have germ breakage, and then you have problems again with Rhizoctonia, with blackleg, and all such bad diseases. Then another thing is use seedlings in even fraction. That means when you plant at 35 to 45 and 45 to 55, then you have even fractions, and it looks much better, and it's to manage the whole field. It's a good idea, because when you plant in 35, then you have a tuber set from 6 tubers, and when you plant the 55, yeah, then you have a tuber set from 14 or 16, and on the end, yeah, the with a small treatment, with a small tuber set, they are ready, and the other are not ready. Yeah, and then with a low tuber set, they get problems because they are lying long time in the soil. They get problems with Rhizoctonia and so on. So that is the reason it's every time good when you plant it even fractions.
Okay.
So then important what we talk before, seed treatment and soil treatment. Both are the perfect protection against Rhizoctonia. And then there are other ways, yeah. I mean plant aids, yeah, that are the algae things you can work with, or you work with Ortiva. What I say before, when you apply, when the plant height is 15 centimeters, you apply a little bit Ortiva, then the plant is a little bit greener and it looks better, and it's also a protection against diseases which are coming during the vegetation. So measures for Rhizoctonia prevention short term is use of products. That means one good active substance is Moncat, is flutoxanil. Yeah, but when you make seed treatment and soil treatment, then need only the half amount of flutoxanil. We have good results with the soil treatment, with Ortiva, with the atrazotubin, 2 or 3 liters per hectare. But it's necessary that no active substance is coming on the seeds. Yeah, then you get problems with emerging. That means only the soil must be treated. We have also, since this year, a new active substances, that the fluxapyroxate, yeah, and you can make both with this active substances. You can make seed treatment with 20 milliliters per DT, or you can make it also or together with 0.8 liters per hectare as a soil treatment. This is a new product which works on the same level than the atrazotubin.
Okay. We'll try to find it in Ukraine.
Yes, maybe you can find it, yeah, or in the next year, yeah. I think it's a new product, and we have extremely good results, yeah, and we saw it now also in the practical fields, and maybe in 1 year or 2 years it's also in the Ukraine available. Yes.
Who is the producer?
Oh, I didn't know it.
Okay, I'll Google later.
But when you Google it, you find it. Yes.
Yeah.
So then it's important late blight protection. Yeah. Switch to fungicide with a tuber protection later in the seasons. Yeah. That you know that I told you in the beginning that the yield is so high, and on the end the tubers are coming a little bit up, and then when we have Phytophthora in the fields, then the Phytophthora are going with water directly to the tubers, and then we get problems. So there are fungicides which have more tuber protection. Yes. So then also important is the early blight protection. Yes, because it's a little bit susceptible for early blight, but we have many active substances. I will show you that later, which are able to protect early blight protection. And this Alternaria, many people think Alternaria is coming late. No, Alternaria is coming early. Yeah, and you can make nothing when the plants are affected. Yeah, you can make only a protection against early blight. So the nitrogen fertilization must be. I prefer to split the amounts that you give maybe 65-70% before planting, and the rest by tuber setting, maybe 25%, and then give 2 or 3 times after flowering, all 7 or 8 days, you give 6 kilograms nitrogen about the leaf, about the leaves. Yes. We have no mancozeb. Maybe it's in Ukraine available, but we are in many countries in Europe. It's not more allowed to apply mancozeb. Yeah, and mancozeb was the best sun protection. So, and another to have a good protection against sun is also nitrogen, because nitrogen makes the plant stronger and greener. And this is the reason I want to give 2-3 times 6 kilograms nitrogen about the leaves. This makes the plant stronger and healthier. So on the end, all French fries varieties are a little bit more susceptible for mechanical damages. It depends, because the tubers are so big. So that means you must harvest it and handle the Donata with care. That means not only by harvesting, also by when you bring them in the storehouses, that they drop not 1 meter or whatever. It must be, to bring them in the storehouses, very careful.
Sure. And dry matter content is high, so that also influences bruising and so on.
Yeah, many people then by chips varieties is much more dangerous. Yeah, chips varieties are extremely susceptible for damages, and I think many farmers don't know it. Yeah, but they are much more susceptible as were potatoes. Yes. So, and also French fries varieties are in the middle from the damages between chips varieties and were potato varieties. And they are so big and have so high yields, and then there are coming small damages, and when then the dry period and the wound tiling is not perfect, you get problems with French fries varieties in the storehouse. Okay, on the end there's a small list how to manage it. Yes. This is another fertilization plan, but I put it inside. There are farmers which have a drop irrigation, and then they can manage the fertilization, the whole vegetation, because they can every time with this system they can give nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium every time, to the right time, and also the form as nitrate or ammonium or amide. They can manage it much better. I make this for Donata for Egypt, yes, and this is really a perfect fertilization plan. That means on the beginning we go with lower amounts of nitrogen, only 30%, because there is no, it's not necessary to give in the beginning so high amounts of nitrogen. This is perfect. When the plant is growing very fast, then you get problems again with the tuber set. Yes, because when the plant, the potato plant wants to multiply on 2 ways. One way is vegetative with the tubers, and the other is with the flowering and with the generative phase. So, and when they is growing very fast, then it costs tuber set. So we started with low amounts of nitrogen, and then during the vegetation we give the most nitrogen, and on the end a little bit nitrogen. And also you see I talk that it is necessary to give phosphorus in the beginning, yes, That's important. Yeah, that means 60% of the phosphorus we give in the beginning, because to this time it's extremely important to get phosphorus for tuber setting. And on the end, we need also phosphorus for a good skin quality. It's not only potassium and calcium important for the skin quality. Really, 50% of the quality makes phosphorus, and phosphorus is not mobile. That it cannot get in this stadium high amounts of phosphorus, yeah, because it's immobile, yeah. The roots are going and take up all the phosphorus to this time, and on this time it's not more available. So that means that we need here also phosphorus for the skin quality. Do you understand it?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So in general, this slide was mainly for drip irrigation, and then you can apply fertilizers together with water. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe when you have irrigation, you can split it up also in the nitrogen and the potassium and so on. You can also split it when you have irrigation more. Yes. This is if. I'm absolutely a friend from splitting the nitrogen, because we get on the end much higher yields. We get higher tuber setting, higher yields, and the better quality. Yeah, when you split the nitrogen.
It's getting very popular, the drip irrigation in Ukraine, and as you say, it has very good results. Our good client El Dorado, close to Kiev, harvested almost 80 tons, as you could see in Holland, of Corina. So that was quite impressive. And they also applied fertilizers together with the irrigation. So that's something interesting.
It's also, you see also the potassium. It's also extremely important that you get only the half amount in the beginning. And during the vegetation, yes, because the uptake of potassium is in the beginning it's really nothing, and when the tuber has a size from 40 millimeters, maybe to this stadium 40 millimeters, then it's the highest uptake of potassium. Here is the highest uptake. That means the curve is going so, and then it's dropped down. Here to the stadium is the highest uptake. So we need to this time high amount of potassium, and not here. And when you treated the whole amount of potassium in the beginning, and then you have high amounts of rainfall, and you irrigate it here and here and here, more and more, then potassium is going in deeper layers, and it's not more available for the plant. On the end, you see potassium deficits on the leaves, and then you get problems with the tubers in storehouse and with blue spots and so on. So this is the reason we must split the potassium amounts. And when you have no irrigation, then you give here in the beginning 70% and 30% short before emergence. This is my advice for fields with have no irrigation, because the 30% which you give later, it's available to this time.
Okay.
So now we come to the next variety, Yeli. Yeli is a variety. It's growing, I think, in 60 or 70 countries of the world. It's an easy growing variety. You can see the extremely strong crop. It's absolute drought resistant. You can also sun resistant. It needs less water. This is the reason, because Yeli is growing in all countries, in all climatic conditions. Here you can see the pictures. The potatoes are extremely big. Sometimes you have such tubers that it needs one tuber for the whole family to eat. So Yelly is a medium late variety. I think these are under the hot conditions. When you have normal climatic conditions, then you have 135 to 145 growing days. Yeah, but if it's a little bit warmer, then it could be that the growing days are 120 to 130 days.
How would you compare jelly and Donata? Is jelly much later or same level?
I think these varieties are both on the same level.
Okay.
Yeah, then now it's coming again, takes a seat directly after arriving out of the big bags. Yeah, it's every time the same by the varieties, but big bag is a transport container and not a storage container. Yeah,
Yeah.
the climatic situation in the plastic is extremely bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it needs a little bit less phosphorus, 80 kilograms per hectare by Yelly, and also a little bit less than Donata, 70 kilograms per hectare of magnesium. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it needs also the same Rhizoctonia treatment as by Donata we talked about before.
Yeah.
So when you want to have the planting distance, yeah, it depends from the aim of the size, from the harvest product. When I want to have 40-60 millimeters for in West Europe for packing, then you must the row distance must be 32 to 34 centimeters. But when you have in the most countries they want to have 60 plus, then you should plant them 35 to 36 centimeters.
Yeah.
The planting depth is normal. That means 17, 18 centimeters. So now we're coming also again to the really attention points. Yelly is slightly sensitive for post-emergent application for methoxine. It should be avoided. But when you have no other active substance in some countries, they have not other active substances. Yeah, then you should split the amounts. Normally, methoxine after immersion, then they give 350 to 400 grams of methoxine. Yeah, then this is too much. Yeah. You must apply then on 2 ways, 200 grams of methoxine, and 3 or 4 days you must make it again with 200 grams of methoxine. And the most important thing is treat it to the right time. I saw so many farmers they drive in the morning and treated methoxine in the morning. This is terrible and it costs extremely high yield on the end. Mm-hmm. Also for varieties which are not susceptible for methoxine. You must treat it, the methoxine, after 3 or 4, better 5 hours of sunshine. Then the leaves have good waxy layers, and then they are strong against methoxine. Mm-hmm. I never treated it in the morning.
Okay, that's important.
Another thing by Yelly, what we saw in maybe in some countries where clamazole is available and they treated it. But Yelly is sensitive for the active substance clamazole. That means that in Germany the name is Centium, but the active substance is clamazole. And Yelly is, I'd say it really again, it's sensitive for clamazole.
Is it also herbicide or?
Yeah, it's an herbicide.
Okay.
It works extremely good, but when you apply it in the morning, then the leaves are white.
Yeah.
Yeah. It works good, but it's dangerous. And some varieties, they manage it, but for Yelly is clamazole nothing.
Dangerous, okay.
So the nitrogen amount is 160 to 170 kilograms per hectare, including soil nitrogen.
Okay.
And then you see it, I prefer to split also the nitrogen, maybe 60, 65% in the beginning and the rest on the same way we talk about Donata.
Yeah.
The potassium amount must be also high. It's necessary to give high amounts of potassium because the yield is so high and the demand is, I talked it before, 400 kilograms by 50 tons.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's so important for the drought resistance. For later, the tubers must be good contents on the end from potassium for a good storaging and so on. Yes, so that means when we have not enough potassium in the plant or in the tubers, we get problems. So another thing, Yelly is also sensitive for early blight. Yeah, you must manage it you must start with early treatments. Yeah, and you can make also special active substances as Amistar or Tiva. Yeah, or you Revus top or whatever. Yeah, there are many. I show you later many active substances also against early blight. We have a strong crop, but it's a little bit susceptible for early blight, Yelly. So, and also Yelly needs treatments of nitrogen and nitrogen phosphorus will be by Yelly better nitrogen phosphorus about the leaves after 7 days after flowering.
Okay.
I prefer it maybe by all varieties which are growing in under hot conditions. Yes. I think there are only, we talk about 3 things which are important: metabuzin, most the herbicides, and a little bit high amounts of potassium. Then on the end, you will have extremely good yields, good qualities, as this picture shows. So now we come to the greening effect or to the early blight protection. Yeah.
Yes.
We should start early because it's early blight. Yeah. You can start with Revus top. Yeah. Revus top. There are the active substances. Yeah, including everyone can see later. I think we give all customers the presentation, and then they can read it later. So I think it's not necessary that I told now each active substances. Yeah, on this foliage you can see all treatments, all products which are worked good against early blight and also Phytophthora, but especially for early blight. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are the products and later there are every time the active substances, and I think you can see it is available then for us or not. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'll check that.
Yes. So, and here's again the foliage which shows a way how to manage it with drop fertilization. Yes.
Yeah.
Now it's standing. One point is every time the micro elements. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about micro elements. Micro elements are extremely important. Yeah, that means especially also by chips varieties and also French fries varieties, because micro elements are important for the frying color. Yeah, when there is not enough baron, yeah, inside the tubers, then you have bad frying colors.
Uh-huh.
So the other thing is when you have excellent micro elements in your soil, yeah, from copper, a little bit baron and calcium and zinc again. Then you need less fertilization. I think 20% less from the main fertilizer, as nitrogen, as phosphorus, as potassium, as magnesium. When you have a good microelements contents in the soil, then you get less from the main fertilizer.
That's very important because right now we are testing Favola in Ukraine, and we will be sending a couple of tons to the factory for test frying.
Yes.
But we are sending that from Ternopil, which has very heavy black soils. And in the future, the Favola will be grown mainly in Kiev and Chernihiv, where it's more sandy, more light soils. So even these results from Ternopil can be quite different from the future.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
But the micro elements makes when there are minus micro elements. That means we have not enough baron. That is not only example. It's not only the better frying quality. It's also you get problems with internal rust. Yes, with physiological internal rust. Yeah, it looks as the same as the internal rust brought from
tobacco.
from nematodes with the virus. Yeah, you get problems with hollow heart. You get problems with growing cracks, and and so on and so on. And each microelement works. Or you have no mistakes when you have problems. It's maybe zinc and baron and iron are extremely important for vascular ring protection and so on. So, and it's the best way is not to give it on the end about the leaves. Yeah, it's good, but this is not the point. You must make an excello fertilizer. That means you must give the micro elements about the soil. This is extremely important, and you can make then plus the fertilization about the leaves. But more important is the micro elements fertilization about the soil.
There's one Ukrainian company called Ukravit. They are making some chemicals, but also they are quite strong in fertilization, and they are working with this Eldorado farm also with drip irrigation. So I'll try to invite them too, and maybe they could, prepare some technology for next year based on your advices.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So now we come to the first chips variety, Favola. Favola is you can also see it's going well also on the hot conditions. It has a strong crop also and makes extremely good chips quality. Yes, the frying color is perfect. It's really perfect.
Yeah, it was tested last 2 years, and frying color was very good. And now the big question is how long they can store Favola, because all the factories need, raw material next year till June or even July. So
yes, we go farther, and then I told you, yeah. Here you can see why it's a high yielding variety. Yeah, it's in the Slovakia, and it was from one plant. Yes.
Perfect size and shape.
Yes. So Favola is a heat tolerant and main crop crisp variety. The growing days are 125 to 130, maybe 135. Yeah, it's suitable for storaging by 6.5 to 7 degrees. Yeah, I think you can store it also a little bit deeper, but to be sure that on the end that you get good frying colors, I prefer to go not deeper than 6.5 degrees. Yes.
Okay.
But it's absolute for a variety for long time storage. Either you can in the beginning of we have results that in the beginning of July the frying colors was perfect.
Okay.
So, and the special thing is why it's yellow and on the end, high yielding and top frying quality. Why did I make it yellow? Yeah, in the past, we have every time the problem that there was a relationship between the varieties, high yielding and frying quality. There was every time a negative relationship. That means we have varieties which have an extremely good yield, but they are not for all varieties which are high yielding. The quality of the frying colors it's not for long storing, and it's also not a top frying quality.
Okay.
Yes, and with Favola, this is the first variety I think which is high yielding with a frying quality. Here is we broke the relationship yielding and quality, which were before by all varieties. Yes.
Yeah, like rumba, is
Yes.
very, very high yield, but you can process it only till what, December maximum. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. This is what I mean.
Yeah.
That we have varieties which are high yielding but we have no frying quality, only a small time and not for long time storage. And we have now with Favola, we have the variety which has high yields and frying quality. Here we have the relationship, both are perfect.
Yeah.
So this was in the Czechoslovakia. Yeah, this was the results from 2 small seeds. Yeah.
Very nice.
And this was in Lower Saxony in the north of Germany from 2 plants. I think it looks perfect.
Excellent.
So the magnesium must be normal with 70 kilograms of fertilization. We have no sensitivity for metribuzin. You can apply this, no problem. But think about what I talked before, only after midday, after 4 hours sunshine, yes?
Not in the morning.
Yes, not in the morning, yes. Yeah. Then you have, maybe you don't see something on the leaves, damages or whatever, but it costs years. By my old job, I make 5 years trials with all the varieties with metribuzin, and we have results. There you saw nothing on the leaves, but the metribuzin dropped the yield extremely downhill to 30 to 40% of the yield when you apply metribuzin to the wrong time. So seed dressing is the same. It's every time the same for me. Yeah, that you make an excellent soil treatment against Rhizoctonia.
Yeah.
Favola is not susceptible, but when we have an excellent soil treatment against Rhizoctonia, we have less problems. We have better quality. Yes, it's absolutely necessary to treat it the seeds or the soil. So the planting distance for the aim, but we want to have an aim of market. I think 35 to 30, 35 better is 40 to 75. Yes, but the planting distance is 30. 32 is not. I think I prefer 34 centimeters. Yes. The planting depth is normally 3 centimeter deeper. I didn't know here's something wrong, but I think I preferred 18, 19 centimeters because the yield is so high.
Yeah, due to number of tubers, they will just pop up. Yeah.
Yes. So it, as many other varieties, it likes and the moment more better soils with uniform water and nutrient supply.
Yeah.
Yes, but this is the point is by the most varieties. Yes, but it works only good on sandy soils. So now we're coming to again sprouting stimulation short before planting. Yeah, there gives many ways to wake up the tubers. Yes, but it's I think we should do to have 10 days before planting. We should wake up the tubers to 15 degrees.
Yeah.
The nitrogen demand is for chips varieties less than other varieties. It needs 150 to 160 kilograms, as including the nitrogen, the soil nitrogen. Yeah, normally I saw it in the beginning that it's high yielding. Yes, we have many other varieties. They need much more nitrogen, 180, 190 kilograms on the end to have better yields. Yeah, but this is not necessary, and it's also a little bit protection for good flying colors when we give 150 to 160 kilograms, and it's also the same. I prefer to split it on the ways we talked before.
Yeah.
Also, I prefer every time the 2 or 3 times after flowering, then the 6 kilograms nitrogen about the leaves. The potassium amount is not so high as by the French fries varieties. Yeah, 220 to 270 kilograms. I prefer to give sulfate potassium. Yeah, because Favola has not so high dry matter, maybe 17 to 18 in normal years. And in Germany, we have this year in all varieties 1 to 2% less dry matter, and that this is a problem in sometimes in the factories. Yeah, so and you can drop the dry matter when you give extremely high amounts of potassium. Yeah, and you can drop it with chloride, but both is not necessary by Favola. This is the reason 270 kilograms of potassium as sulfate, then we are sure that we have 17, 18% of starch, and this is perfect.
Okay.
Then what I prefer in all chips varieties to give 1, better 2 barren leaf fertilations, and we started also 7 to 10 days after flowering. Yeah, the barren is not going down in the tubers. Yes, this is we tricked out the plant. We give the plant high amounts of barren so that the plant say, "Oh, I have enough barren here in the plant. It's not necessary to give from the roots to the plant barren. Give the barren to the tubers." This is a reaction from the plant. We satisfy the plant with barren so that the plant say, "I need above nothing barren." You can take the barren or need the barren for the tubers.
Yeah.
So also Favola is slightly susceptible for leaf and tuber blight. Early start and regularly treatments are recommended. This is normal. Yeah, it's not susceptible, but I say it in every presentation that also varieties which are not so susceptible, they can get it with high pressure. So this is for me every time necessary to start early. That means when the plant high is 15, 16 centimeters, then we should start with the fungicides treatments.
Yeah.
When we come later, that costs money.
Unfortunately, especially in such season like last year, where we had rain all the time.
Yes. Yeah, it's the same in Germany. When the farmers and we have weather forecasts, yeah, and when you see there is coming rain 1 week or whatever, then it's necessary to apply the active substances, and then it's necessary to give systemisch active substances plus in contact. Yes,
Yeah.
those together to have an extremely good protection against Phytophthora then. Because high amounts of rain, then you cannot drive on the field and so on. So that is early start is extremely important. Early start is also extremely important because it could also be that there is Phytophthora coming from one mother tuber. Yes.
Yeah.
That is, we planted 40,000 or 50,000 tubers, and it could be that one is affected, and it's this is not a claim risk because Phytophthora is a drought mistake, yeah, drought fungi, and it's allowed that then 0.5% is inside, yes,
Yeah.
in the tubers or whatever. So, but early start is also important for protection against Phytophthora, which is coming out of the mother tuber. That means stem Phytophthora.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is the reason we must start early with this systemic Phytophthora. And there is maybe Infinito, the perfect active substances. Yeah.
It's quite popular right now.
Yeah. And I prefer many years, maybe 30 years. I advise every time the farmers, or till 30 years, yeah, this active substances, the first 2 treatments with Infinito, and that was the best results against stem Phytophthora. And we talked at the beginning that Chips varieties are more susceptible for damages. Yeah, Favola is not so susceptible, but harvest and handle also Favola with care. Yes.
Yeah.
So the next one is Islara. It's also a new one, but it's going very well in Germany and in many other countries. The reason is because that we have more Islara than Favola is that Favola is we have problems with PBY in the seed production. Yeah, but now we manage it with oil and we get good results from Favola also in seed production. But Islara is going much easier to make seed production, but it's not susceptible for PVY and it's not susceptible for leaf roll. So we have more Islara, but Islara is also an extremely good chips variety.
Is it earlier than Favola?
Yes, it's earlier.
Yeah.
But it's not for extremely long time storage. You can store Islara till to for good frying colors till to the end of March.
In Ukraine, we were doing tests in the labs, not in the factories, and results were perfect even till the summer. But as I said, it's just small scale, couple of kilos, so it's hard to judge.
Okay. Yeah. But I think Islara is in Germany, it's going extremely well. Yeah. This was the first field from Islara, first big field. Yeah, that was the beginning of Islara, and Mr. Heinze and I was on this field. I think we harvested to 10 times. Yeah, to see how is the variety, the new one. Yes, you can see it's the old Europlant picture.
Yeah.
Yes. Islara is a main crop chips variety for long-term stability till to the end of April. I prefer more to the end of March. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's also suitable for storaging 6.5 to 7 degrees. And phosphorus, magnesium, it's all the same. It's also not susceptible for metribuzin. And also treatment is also the same, yeah, as the other varieties. So the aim of market planting distance is also again 34 centimeters.
Yeah.
And the planting depth is normal. Yeah, I didn't know why here is thin. It's deeper. It's normal.
Okay.
Yeah. Change. I write it deeper. That is normal. So Islara, this is really really big point. Islara needs a little bit better soils with uniform water and nutrient supply. Yeah? It needs more better soils than Favola.
Okay.
So also sprouting stimulation is important. Yeah, for higher tuber set and so on, you know, physiological older and so on, and to grow away the rhizoctonia. Yeah, it's for me, it's one of the main points. Sprouting stimulation, bring them in sprouting stimulation, make them physiological older. Yeah, for a high tuber setting, for better quality on the end, for more yield on the end. Yeah, it's for me an absolute main point. Yes. So here we can see we need a little bit more nitrogen than Favola. We need 160 to 170. Yeah, also important to split the amounts to 2 or 3 times. Maybe there's also stable nitrogen available. Then I prefer in the beginning stable nitrogen. It's normally the best one, but you can manage it also only without stable nitrogen. But it's important that in the beginning, the first treatment of nitrogen, it must be as ammonium or the amide form. That means could be urea or whatever, very slowly working nitrogen. This is important, that we don't want to have the fast-growing plant. After tuber setting, then the plant can grow and can be big and strong, but not before tuber setting. We want to have high amounts of tuber set. So that means don't treat nitrogen as nitrate.
Mm-hmm.
By maybe you talk about Corinna with a high yielding. By Corinna, it's for me, it's necessary to give nitrate in the beginning to have a strong crop, because Corinna is growing a little bit slower, the merchant is slower, and we need a good, strong crop on the end under your condition. So there, by Corinna, it's necessary to give nitrate. That costs maybe 2 or 3 tubers on the end, but more important is by Corinna, the good, strong crop.
You mean Islara?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean now, I every time by all varieties, I advised to give slowly working nitrogen. That means as ammonium or the amide, yes, in the amide form. But the only variety which I prefer nitrate nitrogen is Corinna.
Okay.
Because when you think about Corinna is in the meantime very slowly emergent, slowly plant growing. So, and on the end, when it will be then hot, could be that the crop is not strong enough. So that means, okay, I take, not 16 tubers, 13 are enough. Yeah, we have a lower tuber setting when we give nitrate nitrogen. But we have on the end a bigger crop, strong crop with the nitrate nitrogen bike, but only by Corinna.
Okay.
So also important the nitrogen treatments about the leaves, and the potassium amount must be the same as by Favola, 250 to 270 kilograms, also as sulfate potassium, because also Islara is the dry matter is not so high. It's also 17-18% of starch. That means 23, 24 dry matter.
Yeah.
And this is optimal. This is optimal. Yeah. And we don't want to drop it down with the chloride. And we want the normal starch content in by Islara.
Yeah. So you don't have problems like with Verdi, yeah?
Yes.
Oh.
By Verdi it was in my time. I advised to give for 20 years. I advised chloride to drop down the dry matter, to have less damages. But here it's not necessary. We need the dry matter, and this is the reason we advised potassium sulfate, to be sure that on the end there are 17-18% of starch in the tubers.
Yeah.
It's not good when we have 15-16. Yes, we need 17-18.
Yeah, then you will need more oil to fry.
Yes. So, and also here I prefer to give the Bayron leaf fertilization, and Islara is slightly susceptible for leaf and tuber blight, yes. So it's necessary to start early with the treatments, and also chips varieties are susceptible for damages, but Favola and Islara less susceptible as the old one, as Sorrentina or Verdi or other varieties. Islara and Favola are less susceptible than the old ones, yes.
Yeah.
But harvested and handled with care.
Okay.
This was you show the first picture with the Islara harvester. These are the potatoes on the left side, which he harvested, and then we bring it directly to the factory, and this was the product which is coming out from these potatoes. Yes. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Nice chips, absolutely good fine color.
Golden color.
Yes. Okay, now we come to Rumba.
Yeah, that's a big subject right now in Ukraine, as there will be, I think, 2 or 3 factories next year opened for flakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is Rumba is what you say. It's from the field to maybe November. Sure that under your condition with the good sun shining and so, then you have also good chips. Yes, but the most market is flakes. Yes. Yeah. But you can see on this field, on the right side, it was when I tested by Rumba by my other company before, and what's that? Yes, it's so high yielding processing varieties. Yes, So it was 10 tubers, 10 mothers, but it's outstanding yield. Yes.
Yeah.
And as you can see, also the crop is strong. Yes, extremely strong. Rumba is a very high yielding mid-early variety. The growing days from 135, I think, to 140 growing days. This is a long time. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe this is one reason that the yield is so high. Processing into chips possible until a maximum of November. Flakes, wedges, and puree possible for significantly longer time. Yeah? I think you can make it till to June or whatever, that you can make flakes and wedges and such things from rumba.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also soil cultivation, avoid compaction in the topsoil. What we talk about in the beginning of the meeting. Yeah. The seed preparation, yeah, it's standard. That means what we talk also. Yeah. They rumba is when you plant them in the middle of in the end of March or till to the middle of April. When you wake up a little bit, it's absolute possible. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rhizoctonia treatment, we talk about it. I prefer also half about the tubers and then also the soil treatment or a furrow treatment. Yes.
Yeah.
So then phosphorus is 80 kilograms per hectare. That must be. And the magnesium are 60 kilograms.
Mm-hmm.
Rumba is not susceptible for metribuzin. But think about what I say.
Yeah.
So the planting distance, yeah, you see this is marked 34 centimeters. And the planting depth is normal.
Yeah, we have to delete this 3 centimeters deeper.
Yes. Yeah. I've write it up. Yes.
So even with so many tubers per one plant, it's not necessary to plant deeper.
No, the tubers are lying very deep by rumba.
Okay.
But normal, you can plant them when you plant them maybe 35. Then the planting depth is normal. When you plant them 36 or 38, yeah, then you must plant them deeper.
Yeah.
So it prefers medium to heavy soils. Irrigation is not strictly necessary. It's also growing without irrigation. It's extremely drought resistant. It needs less water. It has a good root system in deeper layers. The nitrogen amount is 160 kilograms, including the soil nitrogen.
Yeah.
So if you have irrigation, when you have irrigation, then my recommendation is 40% of the nitrogen in the beginning and 60 later.
Mm-hmm.
So also we have harvested high yields, yeah, but it's not necessary to give more than 270 kilograms of potassium. And it's necessary to give sulfate potassium and net chloride.
Mm-hmm.
And split the amounts 50% before planting and 50 maybe in a plant height from 15 centimeters. 50% before planting and 50% you throw it in the field when the plant height is 15 centimeters, 10 to 15 centimeters.
Mm-hmm.
This late treatment will available for the plant short, maybe 5 days or 3 days, or in the end of flowering. Then it's available, this potassium. And this is the right time. Then we need the highest amount of potassium. So by Rumba to have the better frying colors, it's extremely important the Bayron application about the leaves, and also with the micro elements before planting. It needs high amounts of Bayron.
Okay.
I saw maybe for 10, 12 years a Rumba field in the Magdeburger Börde. It was, I think there was 90 tons under the yields.
Wow.
But I saw inside brown spots, big brown spots. And then I asked the farmer, can I have the soil analysis? Yes. And I saw there was an extremely high Bayron deficit in the soil. And then I make an analysis from the tubers, and there was extremely low amounts of Bayron in the tubers, and this was the reason for the brown spots.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you have so high yields, then the dry matter and all other things are going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's necessary to give this micro elements, that there is enough micro elements, and to be sure that there is enough Bayron, it's important by Rumba that you give 2 or 3 foliage application. Yes? You started 5 days, 6 days after flowering. So also Rumba is slightly susceptible for alternaria. Timely and regular use of fungicides is necessary. And also, as all processing varieties, Rumba should also be harvested careful. I think it's every time the same, but by processing varieties, we must more susceptible than by were potatoes.
Does it have higher starch content than previous varieties for chips like Favola and Islara?
No, it's Rumba has lower starch content,
Okay.
maybe between 15 and 16. But the yield is the mistakes for damages on the end.
Yeah.
So, and the storage temperature for chips production is 9 degrees. For your puree or for your flakes, it's possible to go to 7.5 and 8, yes? When you drop in the beginning too slow the temperature to 7 degrees, yes, then they are not more available for chips. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we come to 2 starch varieties. Yeah. By starch, the aim is to have 10 or 11 tons of starch per hectare.
Yeah.
This is, yeah, and it's not a rocket science. Yeah, it's going.
Still not achieved in Ukraine, but they would like to do it.
Okay. Important for good high yields are the prepare, the plant, the fertilization, and the maintain. These are all things from starting to the end. What can we make? What must we make? Yes.
Yeah.
Oops. The minimum goal is 10 to 11 tons starch output plus X. That means the starch yield is important. The starch yield. And the starch yield is coming out of tuber yield multiplies with starch percent. Yeah, this is the important thing. The starch yield per hectare. Yes. So the first one is Susanna. It's a variety between early and medium early, I think. Yes, it goes a little bit more to medium early than to early.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's why it's favorite in Ukraine, because they have problems with harvesting very late varieties like
yeah,
Eurostarch, or I don't know, Euroviva, I think even is later. And then, when you have to harvest late October or November, quite often the snow is coming. So you
yeah,
get starch plus snow.
yeah. I think maybe I sent you also the growing advice for Oreza.
Might be, yeah.
Yeah, because normally Oreza must, yeah, the availability for Oreza is in the past. All people in your such country as Ukraine or Czechia or Poland all want to have Oreza, yeah, because Oreza is so early, so high yield, so high starch contents. Yeah, it's outstanding.
Okay.
Maybe we should put it when it's not going, but we should put it also in the presentation, because I introduced it in so many countries and it's going so well in Finland, in Czechia, in Poland, in Austria, and it's outstanding good, because you can also harvest them green, yeah, because it's the stolones are not whole the tubers, yes.
Yeah, I think it would be good because they really look for something except Susanna, and they are fed up with Kuras and fed up with Eurostarch. So something earlier than that is very important for them.
Yeah, then we um, when there is no electricity and we cannot make it, then I sent you the presentation, and then we make it later only over Reza again or whatever. Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
please.
and a short meeting or whatever about our Reza when
Yeah,
it's not possible. When we there is electricity, we can put our Reza inside, and because it's for me it's a best early to medium early variety Europlant has. Yes.
super. So this is the same level as Susanna, or
Yeah.
earlier,
Now it's on the
a bit
same.
later?
Yeah. On the end you can the stolones don't hold the tubers. You can harvest them early, and the starch content is so fast going in the tubers is extremely. I can send it also in our tri fields you make in Wietzendorf. We have every
Yeah,
time
yeah,
results, and Oreza is outstanding in after after maybe the first we make every time trials yield and starch content, and Oreza is every time is so fast, about 20% of starch, yes, and you
yeah.
can harvest them green. Yeah, we must talk about Oreza, yeah, also.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
So these are all the same. Take the seed. It's the same. Soil preparation is important also by the starch varieties. Yeah. Phosphorus is important. It needs 90 kilograms per hectare. Magnesium, it is 60 kilograms is enough by Suzanne. Yeah. Suzanne is also not susceptible for metrobenzene. This is good. So also the starch varieties, it's necessary to treat against rhizoctonia. When you have pressure from rhizoctonia, you have not 20% of starch in the tubers on the end, you have only 40.
yeah.
Yeah, this is extremely important. Yeah, for starch per hectare. So you need also the soil treatment with atropine, and late blight treatments is also necessary by Suzanne. So the planting distance is between 32 and 34,
Yeah.
and the planting depth is normal. So I prefer also by the starch varieties, or by the processing varieties, to have more tubers, to have better immersion, wake up them, bring them in sprouting stimulation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. when you plant them out of the cold store, yeah, believe me, you have only the apical sprout and you have 3 stems and you have less tubers and you have on the end less yield.
Yeah.
Maybe the early ones needed more than the late ones, but they need it all. But more important is it for the early ones? Yes.
Yeah.
The end demand is 150 to 160 kilogram as ammonium or amide. Yeah, we need the slowly uptake and split it to 80, I think 80 to 20%. 80% before planting and 20% by immersion or by the post herbicide treatment or whatever, the rest.
So
when you
not
make
so
the
much nitrogen.
herbicide treatment, the post-emergent herbicide treatment, you can put nitrogen with nitrogen together. This is a good time.
Okay.
So after tuber setting, Susanna prefers N-leaf fertilizer. We have shorter growing days. That means we started with an N-leaf fertilizer a little bit earlier.
Okay.
We give 2 treatments with 6 kilograms, one after tuber setting, and 14 days later we give again. So the potassium amount by starch, we want to have high amounts of starch contents. That means it's not necessary to give 350 or 400 kilograms. We give only 200 to 250 kilograms of potassium, and really clear as potassium, as sulfate potassium.
Yeah.
Because the chloride dropped the dry matter.
Okay.
So an early treatment with special active substances as azotrobin or pyrastrobin or plus bascalit makes the plant greener and healthier. Yeah. It's the same foliage we saw in the beginning. Yeah, what we can make against early blight. But this can your customers see later in the presentation.
Yeah.
When they read it again or whatever. So, and the next one is Eurostarch. It's an absolute established variety in hot countries. It's not a variety with the highest yield and the highest starch content. It's every time in the middle. Yeah, but it's not going very bad. But it's also not going extremely good. Yeah, but it's every time on a stable level. So
something like Belarosa, you will not get high yields, but yes, you will get a yield every year.
Yes, and the average of every year you have a stable, good yield, not an extremely high yield, but every stable, high yield.
Yeah.
When we take it to Euroviva, this variety has 30, 35, 40% more yield, but it's had 30 days more vegetation days. It's too late for your country, yes?
Yes. We had really great results with starch content, like 25% with Euroviva, but yeah, it's so late.
Yeah, I know it's too late, and it's the same with the new Europura. It's too late for you, yeah.
Yeah.
The latest variety, which maybe is going, it's Euroflora. Yeah, this maybe it's a variety. It must be just going, yes. But Europura and Euroviva are too late.
Yeah.
Okay. Eurostarch is a medium late starch varieties. The growing days are 135 to 140 growing days, and now it's standing all the same. The distance planting depth is normal. It's all the same. Attention points, really again, sprouting stimulation. Yes, it's important. The end demand is 140 to 160 kilo. And also important is that we split the nitrogen amount. Yes.
Yeah.
Another reason is also the same as for by potassium. When we have in the beginning high rainfall, yeah, then the also nitrogen is going in deeper layers, which are not available for the plants, and we don't want to have high amounts of nitrogen in the beginning, yeah, such as less tuber setting and so on. Yes,
Yeah.
so it's necessary to split also the nitrogens. After tuber setting, oral starch prefers NP leaf fertilizer, especially also the P. We saw that good with phosphorus during the vegetation when there is enough phosphorus. The reaction of oral starch is that oral starch is a little bit more green and healthy.
Okay.
Then we saw sometimes by oral starch a little bit iron deficits. So we applies also a little bit iron about the leaves. And the name is fulicinin, and we put a half liter per kilogram per hectare, 1/2 kilogram per hectare. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, iron is important, especially for good starch contents, yeah, as a microelement.
Okay.
Potassium is also lower amounts, 200 to 250 as clear starch potatoes, potassium sulfate, and also split the amounts. We need on the end the potassium for good storability. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and also that the plant stay under hot condition green, the stubuloide as astrobin or the pyrrolostrobin or the boscalid are good because then the plant is greener and healthier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an important thing.
Yeah.
We know that the Ortiva or the atrobin works not more so good because there are some resistance against Alternaria early blight. Yeah, but we have 2 stems of early blight. Yeah, so by one atrobin works good, but I saw here this atrobin more as stubuloid as greening effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and when then the plant is much more green, it's and much more healthy, then the assimilation, yeah, the it's much better when we have a plant which looks not so good, and then it cannot works good to bring starch in the tubers.
Yeah.
It's just again. So yeah, you can see some test results, yeah, and we will see oil starch every time in the middle, good, yes,
Yeah.
with 100. And Suzanne from our early or medium early starch varieties has good results, yes.
Yeah. As for early, yeah, the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah. So, and 2019 again another field, another starch field. Suzanne is also good, and Euro starch is high level. Yeah, this is an unirrigated field. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can see it's. And 2019 was a hot year in Germany, and then you can see that Euro starch makes very good yields. Yes.
Yeah.
So 2022 is also a very dry year. It's also the unirrigated field, and you can see Euro starch. It's also good.
Mm-hmm.
And Susanna is on the same level as the other ones. And now we are coming to 20. What is it? Hier oben. So, 2024. And when this is the every time we make results, yes? And you can see what I told you, Euroresa here. Yeah, very early to the early time, we have more than 20, what is it, 24, maybe 24 contents of starch inside, yes?
Yeah, great.
Very early. And the tuber growing is also very early. Yeah, and you can see 2024, it was in the beginning warm, but then it's every time it's raining here in Germany. And what happens? Eurostarch, it's going down. It's
also Kuras. I hear lots about Kuras that in the end, after rainy weather, the starch content is going down.
Yes, and by Kuras and Eurostarch, it's extreme. It needs hot weather conditions. Yeah. This is the reason I show you also in not so good result. Yeah. This is rainy season, and then you have the Eurostarch is not so good. Yes.
Yeah.
But you can also see again Euroresa, the early dry matter or starch contents. Yeah, in very early the highest uptake from starch in the tubers.
Great.
Yeah. So in 2023, we have also again Eurostarch in the middle. Yes. These are German. When I make these trials in Czechia or in Hungary or in such countries, then it would be Eurostarch there.
Yeah. More sun. Yeah.
But you can see 2023 also Susanne has good results. Yes.
Yeah.
So 2025, you can see Eurostarch. Yeah, it's good, extremely good. And Susanna also. These are good, very good varieties. And when we see Euroresa is on the end when we compare it, with this variety, you cannot compare it with Euro Pura and Euro Viva because the vegetation days are much shorter. When we harvest it early, we have a much higher yield than Tumenza, Euro Delta, Susanna. Yes. Yeah. So this was my presentation.